I'm sure, much like mine, your Steam or just general gaming to playlist is slowly but surely growing into somewhat of an untamable beast. However, also like me, you're here, and so likely on the lookout for some extra upcoming cozy, heartwarming titles. After having a sift through my own saved games, I've compiled a list of games yet to be released that I'm certain will warm your very soul. All of the titles on this list are set to be released on Steam, with most of them, if not all, coming to the Switch and other consoles too. So, let's dive in. Now, it's been a long time coming, but the first game on our list is the highly anticipated Mineko's Night Market, set to finally release later this year in 2023. Developed by Meowser Games, the game's description on Steam reads, Mineko's Night Market is a narrative-driven, social simulation adventure game that celebrates Japanese culture while encouraging players to craft, eat, and ultimately enjoy all the cats. Cozy, crafting, and cats? I'm in. Looking over the latest trailer for the game, released a couple of months back, we see the player character, Mineko, arriving with her parents to their new, although somewhat dilapidated home at the base of Mount Fugu. We see her quickly meeting a local kid and starting off on some adventures, before seemingly taking the adventure into her own hands, rescuing super cute cats, crafting, and starting a girl boss business empire. The artwork for this title is spectacular, and I'm in love with the character design for Mineko. Of course, the cats look incredibly cuddleable too. Next up, we have Snacko, which is also due to be released in 2023. Developed by Blue Curse Studios, Snacko is described on Steam with the following. Lift a curse and revitalise a ruined island in Snacko, where former big city kitties, Momo and Mikan, are starting a new life. Grow crops, raise fluffy cows, go fishing, exploring, customise and decorate as you please, and much, much more in this farming cat venture. Okay, yes, it's another cat one. Problem? I think not. Now, this one gives me serious Harvest Moon / Stardew mixed with a dash of Animal Crossing vibes. There was a trailer released 7 months ago, although I think the one posted around a year ago really gives us the best idea of what to expect from this game. We see farming as a 2D pixel cat in a 3D world, decoration of our environment, villager interaction, seasonal events, and perhaps even a hint of some magical goings on. Side note, the developer Blue Curse Studios is actually a husband and wife duo based in Canada, working together to create the game using their experience in development and game art to produce a cat sim. This makes me love it even more. And next, we come to Witchbrook. This is another pretty highly anticipated title, and whilst we don't yet appear to have a confirmed release date, there is a chance that it could be with us later this year. Witchbrook is being developed by Chucklefish, a name that may very well be familiar to you, as they were a publisher of Stardew Valley. If we take a look at the description for this game over on Steam, it reads, Discover the magic around you in Witchbrook, a spellbinding social RPG. Spark life into a charming seaside town when you become Mossport's newest resident witch. Make friends, master spells, and maybe even find love along the way. Whilst I couldn't find any hint of a trailer at this point, looking at what has been released so far for the game, we can see some gorgeous pixel graphics, and it's been revealed that players will take on the role of a young witch in training, starting life at Witchbrook College in the town of Mossport, a place of ancestral importance to the player. Players will be able to learn magic, customise their witch, work hard to graduate, forge relationships with the locals, and romance potential love interests. Honestly, I can't wait for this one. Okay, so initially I'd not put this on my list, just as it's so widely known, and also not wishlistable at the moment, so it might have just slipped my mind. But after mentioning Chucklefish, our next stop is, of course, Haunted Chocolatier. Sadly for fans, however, a release date is completely TBA. Nothing has been announced or hinted at to this date. Haunted Chocolatier is, of course, the second project of Concerned Ape, or Eric Barone, the developer who single-handedly created the mega hit that is Stardew Valley, a love letter to the Harvest Moon games. Interestingly, we do know that Haunted Chocolatier is going to have a connection to Stardew in some form. We just don't know what this is and to what extent the connection will be. I really love this and honestly would have felt a bit disappointed if they were completely unrelated, although I could see why Concerned Ape might have wanted to separate his new project from the previous one. In Haunted Chocolatier, players will take on the role of a chocolatier who moves into a haunted mansion. Makes sense, I guess. It's been suggested that the storyline of this game will carry a darker tone and be set against a snowy town backdrop. While the two may share a connection, this is not Stardew Valley 2. Now this brings us to the upcoming title, which is Venba, due for release this year in spring 2023. Created by Socialz Studios, Venba is described on Steam as a narrative cooking game where you play as an Indian mum who emigrates to Canada with her family in the 1980s. Players will cook various dishes and restore lost recipes, hold branching conversations, and explore in this story about family, love, loss, and more. The game appears to take place over a number of years, with the players helping Venba try to restore her family recipes and get back in touch with her roots. The cookbook she has been rather damaged and smudged over the years, so trial and error will be needed. However, the developers said that they have worked hard to make sure that the game will provide a challenge to players regardless of whether or not they're already familiar familiar with these recipes. The artwork for this game is beautiful and so warm too. I really can't wait for this one, despite admittedly being a horrendous cook. But that's a surprise to no one. Next up is Exhausted Man, another one without a release date at this time, but this one looks pretty damn amusing, and it's also a puzzle type game. Developed by Candleman Games, Exhausted Man is described on Steam with the following: a slow-paced action game with simple controls and funny physics, offering an exhausted life experience. A hilarious physics-based title. In Exhausted Man, you play as an exhausted man who just can't seem to do anything other than snooze away, complete tasks while still asleep, sliding across the floor and flopping around lifelessly. Sounds pretty relatable. It appears that you can decorate your own environments for Exhausted Man and complete special daily jobs. The next game on our list is Research Story, and finally one that has a set release date, the 21st of February 2023, so really not long at all. Research Story is being developed by Petal Cat Games. Looking again to the Steam description, this one reads: set out to discover and record plants and creatures for the Violet Archive, grow crops, tame animals, and build the perfect farm. Forge friendships along the way as you begin your life as a researcher. A farming sim. Specifically a 2D pixel farming sim. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty partial to those. This one definitely gives me Stardew crossed with Pokemon vibes. In Research Story there seems to be plenty to do, from good old farming to, well, researching. Players will be able to discover new plants and creatures, tame these creatures, grow crops, and socialise with the townsfolk. Seems like a sure hit for my cozy farming sim brain. Next up we have Tiny Glade, a game in development by Pouncelight. We don't currently have a release date for Tiny Glade, however hopefully it won't be too long. Our good old Steam description for this one is: Tiny Glade is a small, relaxing game about doodling castles, explore gridless building chemistry, and watch the game carefully assemble every brick, pebble, and plank. There's no management, combat, or wrong answers, just kick back and turn forgotten meadows into lovable dioramas. This game is arguably the coziest on our list here of cozy games. No stress, just relax and mindlessly create gorgeous scenes. We all need to drop all thoughts every now and then, and I mean, I kind of do it involuntarily, daily, but you get the point. Whilst building your dioramas, there's no pressure on making mistakes either. The build will develop around your additions and mold to accommodate what you're adding, so everything fits together perfectly. Pretty neat, huh? And weirdly, if you're not sold already, there's sheep. Oh, and the graphics are gorgeous too. And lastly, but by no means leastly, we have Snackoon. Okay, so this one won't be around for a while, but bear with me. This one is too good not to include. Due to be released in December 2025, Snackoon is under development by Christian Sparks. Its description reads: be nimble, be clever, be finding snacks. Snackoon is a stealth/exploration game starring a raccoon. As someone that relates with raccoons a little too much, this sure holds a solid standing on my wish list. The game takes place in a frankly horrific scenario. The government has banned snack foods. As a raccoon with, quote, above average intelligence, the player will have to scurry around an expansive city, procuring snacks and finding ways to get them away from people. It's honestly the best concept, and one that I'm sure will be so worth the wait. I'm seriously hyped for each and every one of these. What games are you looking forward to releasing? Let me know in the comments below. I may or may not definitely have to add them onto my wishlist as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you did, please consider dropping a like/subscribe down below because it would really help me out, and I would love to see you again in the next one. But until then, goodbye for now.